Hello, my name is Damien, and I want you to come with me today on a lunchtime walk. I want you to get away from the desk to create a little bit of separation between the person you are at work and the person you really are. Because I find all too often those two distinct personalities become blurred, and it can become hard for us to separate them. I want you to realize and acknowledge that you are not your job. You are not that person in the office. You are you. So for the next few minutes, I want you to step out of your working day. There's nowhere particular that you need to go on this walk. This isn't about exercise, nor is it about getting your steps in. I just want you to walk. I want you to walk away from your desk, away from your screen. I want you to walk out of the building where, for the last few hours, you've been being whatever it is you're supposed to be. Because that's the real point of this walk, to create that separation between yourself and your work. When you carry a lot of responsibility, work has a habit of following you everywhere. There is always another decision to make, another problem to solve, another person who needs something from you. And even when you're not physically working, some part of your mind often still is, thinking ahead, replaying a conversation, preparing for the next meeting, wondering what you've forgotten or overlooked. It becomes very easy to spend an entire day responding to what everyone else needs from you, without ever stopping to ask what you need from yourself. And gradually, the boundary between what you do and who you are becomes blurry. We all start with a role, then comes a title, responsibilities, expectations, people relying on us, and eventually all of that can start to feel like an identity. I'm a CEO, I'm a founder, I'm a leader, I'm important, I'm successful, I'm busy. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. The problem is when we start relying on them to tell us who we are. When work stops being something we do and starts becoming something that we use to define ourselves. And then we just start to repeat it. The same commute, the same building, the same meetings, the same screens, the same problems demanding our attention, day after day. Now our brains love patterns. Patterns make life easier, but they can also cause us to switch off. So when you're doing this, when you're repeating the same process over and over again, we stop noticing things. We stop seeing. We stop noticing the street because we've walked down it 100 times. We stop noticing the people around us. We stop noticing the little things that make one day different from another. And sometimes, sadly, we stop noticing ourselves. So consider this walk a break in the pattern. And I'd encourage you, after today, if you've enjoyed this walk, to continue to break those patterns day after day. It doesn't have to be through grand gestures. Just small disruptions, small changes in behavior can have a huge difference in how you see the world. So as you move away from your workplace, imagine leaving your job there too. You can pick it up again later. For now, I want you to leave the title behind. Leave all your responsibilities. Leave whatever happened this morning. Nobody needs an answer from you for the next few minutes. You're just you. Start by taking in everything around you. Don't just look, try and really see it, feel it. Notice the temperature, the air, the light, the sounds. Look up at the buildings instead of straight ahead. Notice the people that are passing you. Look down a street that you've never really looked down before. Try and find something you've walked past 100 times but never really noticed before. You don't need to find anything extraordinary. Just see what's there. Because your attention has probably spent most of today directed towards problems, decisions, and other people. So for a few minutes, I want you to let it belong to you again. Notice what catches it naturally. What do you find interesting when there isn't an outcome attached to it? What are you curious about when curiosity doesn't need to be useful? What have you been thinking about lately that has absolutely nothing to do with work? And as you walk, remember this. You are not your job. You're the person who existed before you had this job. And you'll still be you long after you've left it. You're the person that your friends know, the person your family knows, the person who gets excited about strange things, who has interests that will never ever appear on a CV, who likes particular songs and foods and places, who has ideas, who laughs, who wonders, who wants things that have absolutely nothing to do with work. That person hasn't disappeared. But when you're responsible for a lot, it's very easy for that person to be crowded out. Not deliberately. There is simply always something that just feels more urgent. Another email, another decision, another deadline, another problem. And urgency has a way of convincing us that everything else can wait, including ourselves. I don't want you to try and find yourself on this walk. Just notice yourself. What catches your attention? What have you missed? What haven't you made room for lately? What would you like more of in your life simply because you enjoy it? Don't turn the answers into another task. Don't make a plan. Don't optimize them. Just notice what appears. And then keep walking. Take in everything around you. The people, the street, the sky, whatever happens to be in front of you right now. And for these next few minutes, give yourself permission to not need to be productive. You don't need to lead anyone. You don't need to make a decision. You don't need to prove anything. You're just a person walking through the world. And maybe that's enough to remember something important. Your job is something that you do. It isn't who you are. Soon this walk will end and the rest of your day will continue. But don't rush there just yet. Stay here a little longer. Notice what interests you when it doesn't need to be useful. Notice where your mind goes when nobody else is asking for your attention. Because underneath the title, the responsibilities, the meetings, and everything you're trying to hold together, there's you. Not the leader, not the professional, not the productive version, not the person everyone comes to for an answer, just you. And maybe you don't need to define exactly who that is. Maybe you just need to make some space for them every now and then. Because your role will change, your title will change. The problems that feel so important today will eventually be replaced by different problems. None of those things were ever the whole story. So keep walking for a little while. See the world around you. Be curious. Let yourself be unavailable for just a few more minutes. There is a whole world out here that has nothing to do with what you do for a living. And there is a whole you as well.